Oh boy, what's going on? Hold on. Okay. Should be gay. Hello? Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Let me go ahead and click a light on real quick. Alrighty. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome in. We're back. Just got done with work for the day. My second to last day at this job. Kind of crazy. Oh, one more day, boys. One more day. That's something. Ain't that something? Okay, I think we're good though. What's going on? Can't, however, see people are here. Yo, Kev, how's it going? All right. What's up, Kev? Hope you're having a good day. All right, you guys, what's going on? Welcome back into the stream for today. It's going to be a good one, I think. We're going to be writing some FastAPI routes and getting our database set up with FastAPI. So things are coming together here today. I hope we're excited because this is going to be a good one. Let me quickly go docs, call chat, nice. Okay, we should be good now. Okay. Cool. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to be building back in our project Polyworld. You guys aren't familiar, this is a data pipeline project, I guess. Oh, Erm also. Hey, thanks for the comment, dude. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Thanks for coming in tonight. I appreciate you. Hey, I've been following you for some time already. I love your vids. Dude, making me blush. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like my vids, we don't have like a super big following, but it seems like the small following that we do have, everybody seems to really enjoy what we do post. So, it's only a matter of time before we keep growing. And appreciate the kind words. You're awesome. Thank you for being here. Let me know more about you. Are you a programmer? Or are you learning? Or a computer science student? Or what's going on with you? Same with you, Kev. All right, we're back here in Polyworld. So Polyworld, guys, is the data pipeline project where we query the Polymarket data APIs. We parse through that data. We compute some statistics on that data, and we save it into our database, taking snapshots at various time frequencies with using some snapshots or doing some timestamps of what the top ranking users on Polymarket are currently. And so we currently have that set up. So we're going to define some API routes here today and hopefully get a kind of a backend kind of set up here. So appreciate you being here, and let's go ahead and get started. Ooh. Okay, so we have this route here set up. So I have some notes over on the side of my screen of some routes I want to set up. Kind of came a little bit prepared. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our database, Polybase. Let's go ahead and create a new function here called def get leaderboard, right? Okay. That gets a single user. This gets leaderboard. Okay, so we'll get leaderboard here. So our leaderboard function will take in self, and we're also going to take in an offset, I believe, is something that we need, right? And then we also have to have a limit as well. So these are going to be integers, right? So what we're going to do is we have get leaderboard here with an offset and a limit. So let's first define some boundaries, right? So if limit greater than, we're gonna cap the limit. Oop. Back up my chair here. We're gonna cap the limit of the get leaderboard function to if it's not equal to 25, right? We're going to return none. Not return none, return, I'm not really sure. What do you guys think that we should return if it's like, how do you return like the error, right? We necessarily don't have, well, that's, you would receive, well, no one's going to be pinging these besides us, right? I'm not exactly sure. So we're going to write a okay, so we're going to take self, we have a query. That's what we need first, right? And we're going to say select, what are we going to select? All. So how do you select all? How do you select all from one table and a few from another? So you select table 1 dot all, table 2 dot column 2 from join on. Oh, okay. So you specify that in this here. So select users dot all, and is it an and? No, it's just a comma. Okay, so users dot all user snapshots dot trades user, let me copy this, user snapshots dot, let's just try that for now, from users join on join this on, so join user snapshots, oh, let me just come back, on users dot address so is so this would be select from users on users dot address equal to user snapshots dot address, right? We need to say where user snapshots dot time stamp is this max? Is that how you would write that? Select users.all and users.snapshots.trades from users join user snapshots on users address equals to user snapshot address, where max or user snapshots dot timestamp is currently the maximum timestamp. Would that be correct? I am trying to write the squill for this, but I am having trouble with, let's just say that. You're on the right track, but max in a where clause doesn't work in SQL. Aggregates can't be used there. Remember, the pattern we used in PSQL earlier for getting the most recent snapshot per user, distinct on. So select distinct on user we don't want to put strings directly in. We have to check to make sure that they're equal to certain things or raise errors, right? Select hold on. So let's think here. So this actually goes select users dot username dot all user right? And then, so you say select all like we had before. Then you say from users, join really? Select distinct on address um select users.all user snapshots.trades from users join, and we do a query for I'm confused. Let's get some help here. First, get the most recent snapshot per user working. Okay, so let's say this is going to be, I'm selecting this, so this is select distinct on the address. We want to select the address. Okay, yeah, we'll say total realized P&L here. We'll say from user snapshots order by the address and address and the timestamp descending. Okay, so that would do that. So then we would call self dot query. The query here. Okay, so we just do this. So let's just try this for right now. Okay, so we'd select a query. We would return a query. Now, what does that return? When the function returns this, what is returned? A list of real dict row objects. Each one behaves like a dictionary. Okay. So returns this. So a list of those users. And so I guess we'll kind of follow this turn. Well, that'll return an empty list or none, right? Okay, so then let me see here. Are we still? I need to get my YouTube control panel open. There we go. Okay, we should be good now. We got some people here. Hey guys. Armand, so no problem. I finished my CS degree not so long ago, and I've been looking for some projects to work on. No idea of what to start off with. Yeah, we built some stuff on here. Maybe just take a peek at some stuff and get some inspiration and come up with some ideas and have some fun. Okay, so that'll do that. So then let's go ahead and go to our main for our API. And so this is going to define get users, which would be, so we need to open up a database, which would be Polybase. And we need to go to the top of our program and do from db import Polybase. We need to take Polybase here. We need to get a result is equal to db dot get leaderboard, right? And then we need to do that, and then we need to put in db dot close connection to close the leaderboard connection, and then or the connection to the database, and then return the result. Okay, so then if we could not run module main. Let's go to here. It's not working here, so let's. Oh, let's need to go to here. CD API. Run this. Okay, so this would be. Oh gosh. So this is in the same root folder, so we'll do polyworld.db. No module named Polybase. Did it there. Someone be losing money out there, television. Okay, so we can't get this import here from DB. So let's see if I can, from dot, you can't even say root, so it's just dot, no. Dot dot works, but is that what we want to do? See, that import with no relative parent package works. Right? I always get tripped on this. Standalone script has no parent package. The dot dot makes no sense. Boom. So our API will also need it in it. But I don't think that did anything. No. Yeah, doesn't want that. So if we use this. How do you... I'm confused. Come on. What are you going to say to me? From the root oh, okay, so we need to go like this. Okay, so we'll cd, is it dot? There you go. So then we'll go Uvicorn. We'll run this main API dot main. What? Oh, okay, space. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I think we got it now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now, if we run this, okay. So we need to open up our Docker, that's right. Docker. And then we need to do, here we need to do, open up a new terminal. Let's do Docker compose up-d. There we go. I'll switch over back here. Refresh. Just try it out. There we go. So this gave us address and total realized P&L. Current length. Content length is 35,000. Just copy. Yeah. Let's do. $411. Okay, yeah, that's working. Okay, cool. Nice. So that's pinging our leaderboard function that we just wrote here, right? Bring terminal down here. Right, that's pinging this get leaderboard function that we wrote here. So this is select distinct on address, total realized P&L from user snapshots, order by address, and the timestamp descending. So let's select. So this is going to have a filter here, right, which is going to be a string. Now we need to be careful, right? We don't want to give them access to, we need to be really careful, and we don't want to insert the string directly or whatever, right? We need to say, like, if filter not in, like, this set of values, I guess we can just say filters here. And then we'll put this here. We'll say a tuple of values. Which will be EV percentage. Realized P and L. Total realized P&L. Or, yeah, we'll do those two for now. So if filter is not in filter, is filter a function? I don't think so. No, I don't. Okay, so filter not in filters. We're going to raise. So we would want to do trying to think, do we want to raise an error? So let's ask that. So let's take this. Let's say, so when trying to apply the filter into the query, we need to be careful when injecting user data into the query, to the SQL, and what do you raise or return from this function if invalid? Good instinct for catching the injection risk. For the filter validation, you have two options. Option 1 is to raise a value error. Option 2 is to return none. Return none silently. Raise is better here. It tells the caller something went wrong. The FastAPI endpoint can catch it and then return a proper response. You see the newest AI news turbo quant? No, I didn't, Jimmy. What's that about, my guy? Welcome in. How you doing today, dude? For the injection safety, since filter is a column name, not a value, you can't use %s placeholders for it. But since you're validating against a hard-coded whitelist of allowed values first, you're safe to inject it directly into the string. The whitelist validation is your protection. No unknown column name can ever reach the query. Okay. So we have filter. So we're going to raise a value error, right? And this is going to be an F string and say invalid filter. And we say here filter, right? Something like that. And then we say must be one of these filters. It's pretty cool. It's basically lossless compression, lets you run big models locally with big context. Honestly, I really need to get more up to date and educated on like AI and what's actually going behind like the scenes, because honestly, the closest thing I have, so far is neural network, and I don't even really know much about that. So we need to do maybe like a course or something more official. I was thinking that maybe so speaking of which, you guys, good news. Well, I guess I don't know how you think of good news, but tomorrow is my last day at my job as a formulation chemist. I haven't really quite like internalized it, or like like realized it. I've kind of just been pushing it off like in my mind because I've been still doing my normal work up to this point, and I just finished my project today in terms of like manufacturing, and I released all the levels to the filling department, and it's kind of a little bit bittersweet now because I don't really have anything else to focus on for work purposes other than the fact that now I'm leaving. So it's been a good run. I was a formulation chemist for 4 years. I started there out of college. I got a job right out of college. I graduated in December of 2021, a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. And then I got a job. I started applying for jobs kind of like a couple of months before my senior year ended. December it was ended, so I started applying for jobs maybe around October. Started to put out some feelers pretty late. No internships besides just at the university. I worked there at the university for the chemistry department in various couple of positions, as a laboratory instructor and a teaching fellow. And anywho, so those were kind of like my internships rather. They were paid and everything. So I started applying. I had some interviews. They went okay. I know it was actually fairly, easy to get interviews from my point perspective back in 2020, end of 2021 still. Like I was at least applying. I had applied to maybe a good handful of places, maybe like less than 100, I'd say. And I probably had like, as a new grad, I think I took about 3 or 4 interviews within those couple of months of applying. I didn't get the first couple, but then I got obviously the last one that I took. Um, uh, so yeah, it was a pretty simple process, and so then I started at the beginning of 2022 as a formulation chemist as a contractor. Um, I was started off as a contractor, and with contractor benefits and hourly logging your cards and whatnot. But and then I there was a position that opened up for a full-time role. I started in February. A position opened up for a full-time role in June, and I applied for that and got that. And then that was like I was full-time for like June until the next June, and then until and then in kind of a year and a half after being a scientist one, I guess you could say was the title in formulation chemistry. I I applied for a job as a scientist two on a different team, and my current team counter offered the job because I got an offer and retained me, and so I stayed as a scientist two on my current team, basically kind of like a counter promotion, and then kept working, and then now I am kind of making a lateral move-ish to a different site within the same company, but my title is going to be different. I'm going to be doing microbiology now, so similar to my actual major, human biology, and kind of doing those microbiology, gene expression, duplication, amplification, PCR, qPCR, RT-PCR, and all that kind of stuff. A lot of that's synonymous, but but it's mainly pertaining to, like, I think, cancer research, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited to kind of start this new field and get my feet wet in it and bring my coding experience and chemical background and chemical kind of atomic chemical knowledge to this microbiology area and apply it to other things. So appreciate you guys being here. That's kind of like my background. I wanted to kind of give that out because I've been kind of holding off on the update, but yes, tomorrow is my last day at my site, and then I'm done with the Airbnbs. I'll be living in a temporary place for a few months until my house is finished being built. And yeah, super excited. Things are coming along for us in 2027 here, or 2026. It's been honestly a grind. It's been a grind for the past 4 years, just keeping my head low. Honestly, not having making a lot of like social interactions, just really focusing on putting a lot of hours into work, a lot of extra hours into work. In terms of just output, and then obviously taking my any free time and coming to just learn how to code. Basically, I almost gave up video games entirely. I barely started picking that up as I kind of got a Switch 2, and when we first started the stream, I sold my PC and started coding every day as like a replacement, and yeah, it's been quite the the journey thus far. Anyways, it's kind of cringe to talk about, it seems like, but a lot of people are interested in kind of like these real world examples because the job market is so bad that I think it gives people maybe a little bit of hope that there is something going on and that hard work can at least somewhat come to fruition sometimes. At least I think that I've been working hard. I don't know, really, but I will say though that I will say though that right, this was an internal transfer. I had to really, I had to get some superiors to refer me. I had a staff scientist, a former manager, and a current senior manager all refer me for the position. And only then was my resume pulled out of the pool of candidates. Let me preface that. Only then was my resume pulled out of the pool of candidates because the pool was so big. The recruiters on an internal basis didn't even see my resume. Let that sink in. So those are kind of the things you have to do, and that's kind of like the competition you're going up, especially if you're an external candidate, which is really kind of unfortunate because imagine, if I'm trying to put myself in those person's shoes and have some sympathy, try to really be compassionate and sympathetic and understanding it. It's just like, man, that would be just rough you're competing against the internal transfers, basically. Like, a lot of those roles open up for internal people. Like, it's just like, it seems kind of like rigged from the start. But for those people, and it's just unfortunate, and I feel bad for them. And all I can say is just keep trying. And that's a really, I don't know. Anyways, sorry. What did you guys just experience with the job market? Hey, American Kebab, how's it going? Yeah, that's my educational background. There's so many people who don't get into med school who are major in bio. Yeah, my original plan was to go to dental school, but I was doing the practice DAT exams and just wasn't really feeling it. I was doing okay in them, like I wasn't doing bad. I only took like a few of them, but it's like I was like this wasn't really like what I want to do, and I was kind of getting weirded out by the aspect of being in people's mouths like all day and like random people, and like I was kind of getting grossed out and kind of, yeah, it wasn't really my thing. So I kind of bounced out of that. But no, fun fact, my cousin, he's a really, really smart guy. 4.0 grade point averages throughout high school and into college. Went to a really good, university in terms of like education and what they offer. Pretty like exclusive. Um, and he has a biology major as well, similar to mine. And he had applied to quite a few medical schools, and it took a while to get some bites and things like due to competition and with those kinds of things. It's really quite interesting. But I'm thinking about, sorry, we're getting distracted here, but I'm thinking about using the tuition reimbursement program my work offers, as well as to being in like a lower cost of living area, and taking advantage of maybe doing some courses in person at the university for computer science, very part time, and seeing if I could maybe over time develop a second bachelor's degree in computer science over the course of the next 2 years. So I'm really looking into that continuation school for post-bac work, like in developing an actual degree. And there's a program that actually is offered through that city college or that state college at that in that city, and so it kind of fits along with what I was looking for. So be on the lookout for maybe me joining you guys in the classroom here, becoming going back to school. Huh? That's crazy. Oh boy. Okay, so this route is working. We're getting back all of the individual addresses and the total realized profits from the most recent snapshots of this query, right? So now what we need to do is we need to do this. Try this, right? Except for a value error, we're going to raise a FastAPI. Import HTTP exception with a status code equal to 404. Is that what we're going for? Is the 404 code? Doing pretty good at it here. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like maybe like it would be nice to have some like formalized classes and maybe get some colleagues like in person, and actually be able to write code with people in person maybe, and like learn in person. But obviously, what's the trade-off though? You have to pay money to maybe learn the same thing that you could, like what I'm doing right now. So it's like, but there's so much like that. It's a little. I feel like I could benefit from a little bit more of the theoretical stuff in computer science, like the algorithms, like the discrete mathematics. Like, I haven't. I'm able to like find ways to apply a lot of that theoretical learning into like real world scenarios, like through some of our projects that we've been able to do, like you know, um, like SpectroSim or ChromaPlot, those like biology or chemistry kind of laboratory concepts into actual projects. So it's kind of like maybe I don't know. You're combining your love of C with motor controllers will be like a cracked microbiology world. They are like cavemen who haven't discovered fire. That'd be a good idea, right? Oh, Would you guys be interested? I was thinking about maybe running over today. There's um, a micro center in the area that at this Airbnb I'm staying at. So I was wondering if you maybe wanted me to go run over to micro center. I could pick up a microcontroller um, from like a like a Raspberry Pi microcontroller, um, and so we could start maybe writing some scripts to do automated switch shiny farming or something. And then eventually, when we get into my house, I'm gonna have like a little lab in the garage with the stream setup that will have some 3D printer. I think would be cool. Whoa, it's gonna be so sick. More to come, boy. We're going there. Okay, Manish says 404 is when the resource is not found. In your case, it could also be raised when the filters are incorrect. So maybe you want to raise a 500 error. Okay, so what is a 500 error? Let's look that up. Ooh, a 500 HTTP exception means the server crashed or failed when handling your request. It's not a client-side issue, but a bad request, 404. Also, it's like a type of 404, 400 error. Oh, not a client side or like a bad request 400. It's your backend breaking somewhere. Your request reached your successful server through an unhandled exception. The framework returned a generic internal server error. So we do a 500 or 404. Maybe those are 500. And then is there like a, can you give a detail? Oh, you can. Is this a string? Oh, we'll do this. We'll do this, and then we'll go up here and we'll say as E, and then that'll get, we'll take that error and save it in a variable, and then we can print that error as the detail in the HTTP exception. Boom! Okay, so then we close the connection if that's successful for the result, and return the result here. Now, what if result, well, you get this if you don't get this except, what if result ends up to be, this will happen, so I think this is safe. What do you guys think? Okay, let's try to execute the same thing again. Try it out. Okay, successful. Oh no, error. Oh, we don't have a, we're not calling the filter. Right, so we need to pass in a filter here to get users. So users will have a, well, it's going to send some information, right? It needs some information to get in a filter. So that'll be received in some sort of request. Is that a parameter? Or is that received via some sort of get in the, via the ID of like the form or whatever? ESP32 is a real microcontroller. Raspberry Pi is a bit more, a lot of web hosty device. Maybe we can get both. They're pretty cheap. I was gonna look at, I was doing it at the Raspberry Pi. Let's see. I was looking at the Raspberry Pi micro. What was it called? Here it is. What's it called? Pico. The Pico W2. They're at Micro Center for pretty cheap. Here you go. Yeah, they're at Micro Center for $6. You said an ESP32. That one's $7.99. We could pick up one of those. Well, or one with Wi-Fi. Inland ESP32 Wi-Fi Bluetooth camera module pair. Ooh, a camera module might be cool. Probably would want maybe that one. Adafruit Industries Metro ESP32 S3 with 16 megabytes of flash, 8 megabytes of SP RAM or PS RAM. What do you guys think? There's like Arduino Nano ESP32 with headers. To me, 500 is more like a server error not found rather than a page not found. 500 is an error that the server generates when the server encounters an unexpected condition with filling a request. Okay. So why did we error out here? Because we're not giving a filter into the function call here. Right. If we go down here, it's probably giving us that. Yeah, get leaderboard. So filter equals to. So what is this pulling from though? That's my question. So in the API get route, what is the filter pulling from the front end as a param or a var that's internal that I can use a temp for now, or what? Probs a param with default. Exactly, a query parameter with a default value. So get users will have a filter parameter that is of type string with equals to EV, or we'll say total realized P&L, and then the limit is going to be an int of size like 25, and then we have an offset which is an int, and this is going to be equal to 0 to start, right? So then what that would do is now we have GB get leaderboard for this filter equals to filter limit equals to the limit, and offset equals to the offset, right? And then we need to go into our get leaderboard function here. We need to apply these, so filter limit, which is an int, it's 25. And there's a offset, which is an int, equals to 0. So then we say limit not equal to 25. Raise the value error for this invalid limit we'll say invalid limit something like that. Okay. guess what we can say is okay, something like that. The Pico 2W has hardware timers. To be a motor controller, you need it and a motor driver to handle the power. The Pico is the brain and the motor driver is the power distribution. Interesting. So does the S32 do it both things, or the ESP32 do both things together, Jimmy? I have literally no idea what I'm talking about with this stuff, so I'm literally starting from nothing. I've never built anything physical in my life. Besides a baseball field. I did build one of those. Okay, max limit 25. If limit does not equal max limit, raise this error. Okay. None do both? Oh, okay. So what's the difference between the two of the ESP32 versus the Pico 2W? Like, what would be the pros and cons of getting either? That's my question, really. Okay, so this gets leaderboard. So we're going to select distinct on address. Okay, so now we're ready for the query, I think. Let's kind of take this bad boy. And let's write that. I think that's good for what it is there. Oh, sorry, the limit has to exceed the max limit. Okay, so then we're going to say, okay, so select distinct on address. We're going to select the address column, the total realized P&L from this table. We're going to order by the timestamp descending, right? So we need to select distinct on user dot address for users dot all total realized. So we'll do snap dot do snaps dot that from users join user snapshots as snaps order by join on users dot address equals to snaps dot, I don't know if this is right at all. Order by users dot address and snaps dot total timestamp. Ain't no way. No way that works. Try it out. Well, I haven't put in the no way. Yo. Yo. Oh, no way. Are we cracked? Oh, we're cracked. Let's go. We're cracked. Okay, so we're gonna do users dot address. Users dot username. Okay, let's run that. Like that. Snaps. I think last update is in snaps. No, it might not be actually. No. That does not exist. Was my error before? Maybe I spelled it wrong. Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting address, username, last updated, and the total realized P&L. So now we need to apply this offset and this filter. None do both, but the Pico controller. Oh yeah, I read that. Looks like they sell the Pico is better. The ESP32 has a lot of community support. Who has written a lot of libraries. Looks like they sell a variety of motor drivers at Micro Center. Would get a controller, driver, motor, and some breadboard wires. Jimmy, go in the Discord and put together like a little cart with some pictures and show me of all these things. Hey, Heavy Component, how's it going? Damn! I'm now starting to learn how to code on Chapter 3 in Crash Course 3rd Edition. All this looks crazy to me. I want to get to the level someday. Dude, honestly, I don't even feel like I'm even at that like wide of a level. I'm barely scratching the surface here of some backend stuff. So you for sure can catch up to me. It's all live here on the stream, on my channel using the Python Crash Course, CS50, other resources, Corey Schaefer videos, all that jazz. Corey Schaefer's the GOAT. If you guys haven't watched Corey Schaefer Python videos, whoo, he's the best. He breaks it down really nicely. He liked one of my comments, by the way. Get rid of that. I'm famous. Okay, so we need to apply this filter. So offset. So offset can't be negative, so I guess let's apply. Let's keep it kind of in order. If filter. Ooh. And this would probably be an elif. Right? And then we have an elif here. I mean, it probably doesn't matter because it's raising an error if it hits, but yeah, it probably doesn't matter, but whatever. So elif offset less than 0 or offset Should I query the length of the list? I'm not sure what to do with the offset here. Let's just comment this out and we'll wait. What time does Micro Center close? Where's this? Hours. Nine p.m. Should we go to Micro Center, boys? Pick up some stuff? What do you guys think? Should we stream while we're in Micro Center? Okay, so this is what we got here. So select distinct on you. So we need to have an offset or limit. What is it? Look, is it a %s that happens? %s placeholders for limit and offset. Right. So then we can say values or list, which will be limit and offset here. Okay, let's try this. Yes! All right, cool. Let's take this function now. Let's get some feedback. Get leaderboard. Let's get some feedback. You guys are new here or don't chat much. Let me know more about yourselves.
Speak up. Speak up if I ever hold your peace.
That's terrible, sorry. Filter is still not injected. Okay, so we still have to use the filter query. But here, snaps.filter, right? Like that. So the filter, let's do EV percentage. Oh, here. Should be like that. Try it out. EV percentage. Yes. Look at that. We got a backend over here, huh? Look at this backend, huh? Backend. Huh? Hey, you're northeastern, north, south. I am west coast. How's it going? Okay, here we go. It's 6 p.m. for me right now. Let's go. So it's by timestamp, and we'll do um, oh no, so we need to do snaps.ev percentage here. We're filtering by timestamp. Would it be like that? Be snaps dot total realized P&L like before. Now if let's query this again. There we go. So now it's ranking by max P&L, total realized P&L. Why would it give me, this is 19,000 and this is 0? Oh. Snaps.filter decreasing. Or descending, sorry. Is that not right? I validate filters through this tuple though. Why isn't this working on the filter equals total realized limit P&L offset 0? So it is giving the total realized P&L on the filter. Snaps.filter total realized P&L. But it's not applying that filter. Right? It's not applying our filter here appropriately, I don't think. Our total realized P&L 19,000 and 0, 0, 1,000. Negative. Something to do with our query, I think. So we select discount or distinct on users.address, users.address, username, users updated, snaps. From users, join user snapshots, add snaps on users. Can you not order by... Well, maybe it's not decreasing like this. Maybe it's... The query... Snapshot filter, and the filter is the total realized P&L. So let's just maybe just clear and see what happens. Let's try to see if this our error hits here. Invalid limit request. Okay, we need to change that invalid request limit 50. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so that's working. Set our offset to 25. That pulls up a new offset. That's working. Filter total realized P&L. It's not being applied. Okay, let's see if our query is not right here for this. I am getting everything but the total realized P&L filter to apply. Before we do that, let's see if the EV percentage will work. RV percentage, recreational vehicles. Is it because there's null? The issue is that distinct on requires the first order by column to match the distinct on column. And then any additional ordering happens after. But when you want to sort the final result by total realized P&L, you need to wrap the whole thing as sub-query. The first order by column to match the distinct on column. The issue is that the distinct on requires order. Okay, so the first order by column is why are we ordering by? I don't really want to order by user addresses. Do we have to? Why am I even? You don't need it. Distinct requires the first order by column matches the distinct column. That's why it was there. Order by EV percentage descending, limit percent, offset percent. Oh, so that's a completely new table. Oh, interesting. So it's suggesting us, we do the select distinct on users.address, the same kind of thing. So this is oop. Ah. Okay, so then if we want, let's do this. So this is going to be a subquery, right? Through this. We don't need to order by users.addresses. That doesn't make any sense having that there. Order by the timestamp descending. Now, snaps okay, and then we can say as latest, right? That'll alias the table, and then we can say order by snaps.filter descending limit offset. Okay, and we can come up to the top of the string, right? There's going to be a subquery that we're going to select all from this subquery. Interesting how it does that. Okay, so then we refresh. It's an error. Okay, so then if we, I don't think, because the subquery isn't select distinct on expression must match the initial order by expression. Oh, so that's why I had it there.
Absolutely.
Like that. Why don't I hear the alerts anymore for my... Because they're too quiet. Thanks for the sub, whoever that was. I'm sorry. I still get an error there. Snaps. Comma. Missing from clause entry for table snaps. Oh, here. So this would be order by filter? Oh, okay. So now we get the address and username. We get the last time it was updated. We get total realized P&L, and we get the EV percentage. And now it's being ordered by the total realized P&L. Nice. 100,000, 200,000, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, a million, 2 million, 3, 4, 6 million for this guy. So now if we apply an EV percentage filter and execute this, we get all the nulls first. Okay, so I suck at this. The SQL stuff is not easy. uh, so now we have to deal with these nulls happening. Uh, where is it? Where does the where clause go? Does it go by an order by or by where after the table? Where total snaps dot total realized P&L is not null. And where no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, no way. Is not null. So how can you define multiple wheres? Is it just with a comma? Is it a statement and then a list of parameters basically, or no? Well, do we combine these together? Snaps and is not null. Can we combine that logic together with SQL, like unlike kind of like code typically? Argument of and must be type Boolean, not numeric. Oh shoot. Whatever that means. So it has to be of type true or false, not of type some sort of integer. So where snaps dot total realized P&L is it not null and snap? I thought I already tried that. Maybe it's the is. Is it is that's giving us some difficulty here? So, oh. Parker says null's last descending. Select from join where snaps. Let's just try to do one thing first. Let's just say snaps dot total realized percentage. Is it not null or is not null? Not sure. That did not work. Okay, so it might be is, maybe is. Okay, it is not null. All right. So if you have a realized profit, you have an EV percentage. It's kind of like hand in hand. So I think that that'll be fine for either scenario. I stand corrected. What the heck? We're trolling. Total realized P&L is 0. Now, if you want to list a bunch of where clauses, do you have to say where, or just do like a list? Where this, and this, and this? Okay, so let's take this query here and see some feedback on what we got so far. That's clearly correct. The subquery pattern works perfectly here. Two small things. Rename filter. Yeah, that's what I thought. Python does have a filter built in. I'm dumb. I shouldn't have used that. Sort by instead. Okay. Check for the sort column too. You filtered. Oh, and by the sort by is not. Okay, so then. Shoot, we want to say and snaps.ev percentage. Oh. And snaps.ev percentage is not null. We're going to order by users address. And then we also want to say and right, and the well, whatever the why don't we just say where snaps dot sort by is not null. Oh, right, so then we have like that. Let's execute. Okay, so now we're getting all of that. So now let's sort by the default. What? Okay, cool. So then that has null for EV percentage. Why are they null for EV percentage on this? They have $710,000 of realized P&L. Doesn't make much sense, does it? It might be a private username though, so let's go. Let's add users.url to this. Let's try to peek. Let's take a peek at this. What was the date of this contract? Show you dates. Doesn't. I wish it showed like a date that he bought and sold. I think it does in my object here in my database if I wanted to add more stuff. Or not that in his position loop, but I don't really want to go through and get it. So maybe date. What date was this? Tell you the date. You want to sort by date? Well, tell me the date. Can I look in the inspect? See what kind of object was returned here? Console, elements, sources, no, it'd be network. Values. Okay, so games. Three nine 2026 was when his last update was. Huh. From at least from the package that I'm looking at here of data that was given back. So sports. I'm not sure. So he's made $42,000 today, 120 in the past week, 214 and 220 on all time. Dang. Bro's been killing it. 96K big win though, so he's playing big money. As you can see, look at his positions, it is closed. But he's probably taking some pretty brutal losses though. You do amount won or loss. Doesn't have any. He hasn't taken a loss? Well, crap. He hasn't closed out any of his losses, so that's why he looks good. I don't even know. It's hard to read. I've never tried C++. No, sorry. I haven't tried that one yet. We need to go back through and do some more studying on C though one of these days. But I've been kind of liking working on this project. Okay, so interesting stuff. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna say, how could a trader have positive P&L but no expected value? He hasn't taken any no losses in the period. Yeah. So the number one thing it responded with, the first thing it responded with, what we identified earlier, is no losses in the period. So he just had a bunch of active. So I went to his profile and I saw that he is green on all closed positions, but he has active positions or open positions rather that are completely worthless, but not realized. So he appears to be doing really well, but he has not realized his defeat. This is a classic unrealized loss problem, and your data captures it perfectly. His closed position stats look great because he only closes winners. He lets losers sit open indefinitely. They show up as worthless open positions with massive negative unrealized P&L, but never hits his closed realized P&L. This is actually a well-known behavioral finance bias called disposition effect. Traders sell winners too early and hold losers too long because realizing a loss feels psychologically painful. Your dashboard is one of the few places that exposes this. Look at his stats you want to surface. His closed realized P&L is high and positive. His unrealized P&L is massively negative. His underwater positions is a high count. There's lots of bag holding. And trading losses is 0. How did it get all that information from what I gave it? Okay, so then let's go like this. Let's run a terminal. Let's open up a new terminal. And let's run our command to get into PSQL. This. And then let's run this. Select all from users join user snapshots on users dot address equals to users dot user snapshots dot address where user dot address is equal to quote. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Ah, crap. Sorry, you guys. Backslash X. I can't remember it for the print. Select. Let me go like this first. Let me grab this guy's address. Okay, select all from users where, or select all from users. Join snaps or user. Is equal to snaps dot address where users dot address is equal to quote. Did that not work? Did this work? Oh shoot. Okay, let's do slash x. Okay. So what we're looking for is unrealized P&L on this guy. Dang! 500,080! This guy's wiped out. Holy cow, he's holding on for dear life. Please, please bring my positions back. Holy cow, this guy is wiped. Holy. He's done for. Total. He hasn't closed any of his value. His 50 underwater positions. Oh, what happened? I'm not. What's going wrong here? Oh, so he's holding on for crystal balls. In the past 30 days. Oh. Interesting. What's this telling us? He hasn't closed any positions in the past 30 days. He's got no profit factor. You'll have I done analysis on that guy yet? No, I haven't yet. If you want to paste his address, we can look him up. Okay, so let's take this. Right. Let's take this. Let's feed it to Mr. Cloud. Why isn't this auto scrolling? What's going on? Scroll. Ah. Okay. So remember, my function only goes back a cap on the number of days for the closed position loop. It gets all open positions. The current cap is 30 days. These are his stats. He is heavily underwater on the... Why is his underwater value not showing up though? But bloated and blighted language bait? What? Great catch. Two things stand out. Underwater value 0, but 50 underwater positions. This is a bug in your underwater logic. Okay, I have a bug somewhere. Okay, I have something's wrong with that then. But current value essentially is his net. Did I not add like a net value? He's still up 130,000 though. He's closed 7. He's opened this many. Unrealized P&L of this. Okay. Well, this was a fun session though. I think I'm gonna call it here for today. We'll look up that. We'll look up this guy. Let me look him up. Let's do select all from users where username. Ooh. Oh, I haven't done. I need to do this. Our testing here for that user. Do you have his address? Control here. Let me. Polymarket. I know I answered him. I said no, I've never done it. I don't see a Control Crusader profile. Controller. Oh, I don't see it. I might have to do a link. Alright, you guys, I think I'm going to head out for today. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh, Controller Crusader. That's the guy. Sorry. That's the guy who asked me about the, the C++, not the guy who did the war, who's done the war predictions. My bad. I thought that. All right. Sorry, I'm trolling. I'm stupid. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out with me today. This was a fun little session, getting some introduction into FastAPI again, getting some refreshers into getting this going, and then writing. We got some bugs in our functions to work out. Looks like so. We'll be back later tomorrow, probably, to continue on. Tomorrow will be my last day as a chemist, so at least for the time being, I'm moving on to a new position as a microbiologist tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my last day, and then Monday I'll be starting up as a microbiologist officially, and as a scientist this time. So just changing fields, a lateral move within my company to a different site and a new team. So appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my descriptions and stuff. So from chemist to microbiologist. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.